collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. Welcome to your timeless romantic soulmate contract read. I am your reader, Angelo Lyons. Yep, Lyons, Mal for short, my initials. Mars conjunct Leo rising, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle production since 1998, 24 years in service at the time of this timeless recording. I'm also the author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle. There's a link in the description box. You can preview it for free, and there's a lot that would be helpful in terms of healing soulmate contracts, but maybe another time, because I'm also a creator on Patreon, patreon.com/drawingthecircle. My favorite thing in the world at the moment. I've got subscribers over there, different levels of subscribers, different benefits, depending on level of subscription, but all of my subscribers get certain things regardless of level of subscription. For instance, they get an unlisted YouTube live stream link every morning, me sitting on the couch in my bathrobe with a cup of coffee, talking about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications. And we always done with a little prayer, a little blessing thing with a cup of coffee. It's just lovely, and they can chat with me because it's a live stream link on YouTube. They also have exclusive content. We've been doing Zoom classes and recording them, so if the people can't show up at the class, they can watch it back. Only they get to see that. You know what else they get? Only they get all the extendeds. Do the part 1 on YouTube. They get the part 2 on Patreon, regardless of what level they subscribe at. And by the way, you can also get it on VIMEO.com, Vimeo on demand. There's a link in the description box. So let's get down to business, because the extendeds on these are long. They're running an average of an hour, and the upload times are just a little off the wall. So let's do this. There are links in the description box that I think will clarify this read for you if you feel yourself inspired to check them out. About the definitions of twin flame and soulmate. There is a newish definition by Matt Kahn, Mattkahn, a spiritual teacher. His YouTube channel, Matt Kahn, All for Love, his books, all of his work has really, really helped me. Even though I'm a witch, can you imagine? Really, that's universal for you. A video that he has done, 2018, Soul Contracts, Twin Flames, and Soulmates Redefined. That's down there if you want to check it out. And I got a bunch of my own on there, and anything that I find, and even I found a sort of an animated version of the myth of Eros and Psyche, which are in the mythic tarot, the whole suit of cups. So just a true love story for surezies. So I guess that's about it, except it's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and check your other signs. And cross-watchers, you apply this to yourself, you're going to heal, because the foundation of the soulmate contract is the quantum entanglement of it, that you help each other heal, versus twin flame, the entanglement is that you teach each other how to heal yourselves. It sounds good on paper, if that makes sense. But twin flames are tumultuous, traumatic, and transforming. Soulmates are soothing and satisfying, and we're looking at the happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contracts in process. Just think what would happen if more and more people were incarnating that energy into the Earth's electromagnetic grid. We'd be too busy making love to make war. Yeah? So let's see what hits the table. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do my best to read this contract for us. I am Mars conjunct Leo rising. And it is a contract. Party number 1, party number 2, and state of the contract will be what I like to call the center lane. You got to figure out who you are on that. It's a general read. I do these for clients all the time, so I can ask them. We can go in. And certainly you can even take it as a divine feminine, divine masculine reading, whatever you want to do, because this is your reading and possibly even mine. So enough explanation. Let's do some divination. Please take a nice deep breath. I was raised by lawyers. I'm good at looking at contracts mostly. We sold contracts. Still point. Wow, the whole neighborhood got still. Okay, here we go. Using the Caroline Myss archetype deck, that's MYSS. She's a PhD author of Sacred Contracts. Please, one card in clarity. I call upon, 3 cards in clarity. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. I actually need 3 of these. One for party number 1, one for party number 2, and one for state of the contract, which will not be turned over until the extended reading. Will be the first card turned over in the extended reading for this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract for the Leo collective and cross watchers. Party number 1, please. The dominant 8th chakra archetype being alchemized from shadow to light, pain to peace, lead to gold, toxic to healthy. For party, I'll take that. Party number 2, as long as I don't see it, it's fine. Yeah, good. And state of the contract, right? Sort of like both of them together, that third entity that is the relationship itself, where they are, the chapter of the novel, the scene in the movie, the cut on the album, right? Where are they in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract in progress, whether they know each other or not, whether they danced together before or not, and by dance I'm being metaphoric. And maybe literal too, in this timeless romantic contract read. Let's look. Let's see who we are here. Oh, wow. The orphan child and the Samaritan, a survival family archetype. We'll talk about it in a minute. And a divine family archetype, and one that has ancient stories connected to it. The Good Samaritan, an appointment in Samara, right? Interesting. Let's talk about the child archetype. It has sub-patterns in it, like the orphan, the magical child, the divine child, the wounded child, the nature child, the divine child, the magical child. I might have repeated them. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. This is the orphan child, the one that is not tribal, and so many of our heroes, no shit, are orphans, like just Disney alone, right? And then DC, right? Like, let's see, Batman, Superman, his whole fucking planet blew up, right? Well, I mean, you know, Kara Zor-El, thanks, Bottled City of Candor, but you know, you gotta shrink your shit down for that. So may Harry Potter, Dorothy Gale, on and on and on and on. So what's written on this card is the shadow attribute and the light attribute, the lead, the gold, the pain to peace. And I mention this because in the extended reading, we acknowledge that there are 3 more atoms in lead than gold on the periodic table. Now, by the way, I looked it up last night following inspiration, and you know what on the periodic table what those 3 atoms would be? Lithium. I laughed my ass off. I don't know why, but I did. I was like, lithium? That's like batteries and, you know, shit people to take to level out. So the shadow attribute, the lead, is what you are healing, whether you're aware of it or not. You're helping them heal. They're helping you heal this. Again, depending on which side you resonate with. The shadow attribute, feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation, seeking an appropriate surrogate families. I have the orphan archetype in spades. I also have the nature child, the divine child, the eternal child, the magical child. You can have access to all of them. Sacred Contracts, it's a really good book, life changer. So how many times have we experienced over and over again the sense of neglect and abandonment, and I don't fit in, even in romantic soulmate contracts, because that's the patterning. That's what we came in to learn how to survive. Remember, everybody has the child, the victim, the saboteur, and the prostitute, the 4 survival family archetypes. It's the trunk of the tree. The health of all the other branches of archetypes depend upon these 4. So inner child work for sure is helpful. There's a whole field worth exploring there. What you're shooting for, the alchemy, the gold, independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering your fear of surviving. Right? This will absolutely, working on this will undercut codependent patterns. You'll grieve, you'll cry, right? The loss, mistrust, but you got to look at the hero's journey of the orphan child. It's just, I mean, even in Greek and ancient mythologies of the kind, right? The orphan is just sort of, I mean, Loki. I mean, they brought it to the MCU, right? Loki and Thor and all of that. let's talk about the Samaritan. This is a very powerful and very, very ancient. I mean, the orphan child's ancient. Everyone's a child at some point, right? Well, you get around to it, I guess. The shadow attribute for the Samaritan, though, exacting appreciation and recognition for the help you offer. You can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime, but exacting, right? Think about that. Exacting at what? Making them feel guilty, making them feel bad for the help you offered. What you're shooting for here, if this is you, refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. Now, here's the thing. Is this one ignoring this one in a romantic context? Don't know, but they may not want, well, they may be ignoring them if there is an attraction and they don't know what to do with it. It's like, let's just, no. What? Oh, squirrel, butterfly. So, let's look at this. We're going to unpack this big time because it's time to go to Tarot Town. We're going to take 5 Daughters of the Moon Tarot to get the next 4 chakras down. This is hovering over the head, these two, sending down the codes to the other chakras. So your electromagnetic field changes who and what you attract and what you repel. So we're going to look at the next 4 down. Heart, third eye, crown chakra here with Daughters of the Moon, the feminine deck, the yin deck. We're going to use the mythic tarot over here for the lower 3 chakras, root, sacrum, solar plexus, relationship in the physical world, from the outside looking in at whoever this is, maybe them from the inside out looking at a person, place, or thing. In the extended readings, we flip decks, so you get the full chakra spectrum on both sides before we start diving in to the state of the contract. Please take a nice deep breath. I gotta explain it for the new people because I love them. Hi. Yeah, I did a lot of breath work before this one, didn't I? I did Ho'oponopono with Wim Hof breath. Still point. There we go. As I call upon my goddesses of fire, the sign of Leo, powers of the south, please, beautiful bright ones, heart, third eye, crown, internal, yin-internal, feminine, goddess energy dynamic in an element spread for the orphan child in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract with the Samaritan. What is their element of fire? What they yearn for, what they burn for, what their hearts desire in this contract with the, if it was one card I would have taken it, with the Samaritan. Like, so what do they want here? What's really at their heart's desire? Their heart of fire. We're doing these all face down. These 5 will do the same with the mythic tarot, and then we flip them over. Fire, fire. You'll see. All right, my goddesses, their element of earth, the fuel that feeds the fire, what they have already to ground and manifest their heart's desire in this contract with the Samaritan. Thank you. Their element of air, what do they think about this? Right, because fire needs air, so what they're thinking about this contract. And water, what are they feeling about this contract? Heart, third eye, crown. So we're certainly looking at the mental, emotional level of power, right? There we go, element of water. And the card of spirit, the point of view of the soul, the immortal soul that, incarnated to play this role of the orphan child in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract with the Samaritan. Like I said, let's get these babies on the table, and then we will turn them over element by element, and the comparison is usually clarifying, if not startling. Please take a nice deep breath. This energy is flying through me. Still point. That's helpful. Thank you. As I call upon my gods of fire, the sign of Leo, powers of the south, please, same thing, 5-card element spread for the Samaritan in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract with this orphan. Please, what is their element of fire? What they yearn for, what they burn for, what their hearts desire. What's their element of earth? The fuel that feeds the fire, what they have lower 3 chakras, right? The physical world, relationships in the physical world, what they already have to ground and manifest that heart's desire. Do I have flippers? No, I don't. I only like flippers if they're dolphins. And the element of air, predominantly. What are they thinking about this contract? With the orphan, element of water, what are they feeling? What is the emotional aspect of that in this contract with the orphan? And again, the card of spirit. The point of view, the voice of the immortal soul who incarnated to play the role of the Samaritan in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract read with the orphan, close no cigar, in this timeless romantic soulmate contract. You want me to get the one card that's saying not close but no cigar? Please, my gods, leave the card in my hand for the card of spirit. Good. All right. That was the time-consuming part. This usually is much more fun. What do they want? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so on this side, the orphan child wants the hurricane, the good old 5 of blades, a change of mind. Now, that's the 5 of swords. It's argumentative. It's certainly communicative, right? A lot of information going on. But I will say this about the hurricane. The safest place to be in a hurricane, metaphorically speaking, not literally speaking, is in the eye. The EYE, but Ho'oponopono, 12 steps, keep it in the eye, right? This may be lots and lots and lots and lots of thoughts spinning around them, constantly changing, constantly thinking, as an orphan child will do. Well, what do I other people, if thoughts are electromagnetic wavelengths in the air, this is a hurricane of them. You have to wait until it blows over. And where does it go next? The 6 of blades, right? Or the 6 of swords, that mental balance. So very third eye, they may not be really clear about what they want because they're getting conflicting information. Maybe this is stuff picked up, heard by other people, gossip, right? All sorts of stuff. It will settle. No hurricane lasts forever, fortunately. So this will certainly play itself out. Or not. Let's see what's going on. I confused it. What's going on over here? Their element of fire is the 2 of Wands. A choice card. All the 2s are about balance and choice in some way, but initial balance, right? Like walking. The second you lift up your foot, you're off balance again, and you keep moving forward. Jason and the Argonauts, 2 of Wands, deciding whether or not to enter the cave of Chiron. The centaur, the Centaur, the wounded healer, the teacher of heroes, Achilles, Heracles, and now Jason of Argonauts. He's like, so do I want to take this quest to the Golden Fleecer? I don't know. Go to the mall? I don't know. I don't know that I want to do this. What's an Argonaut? Right? I have no idea. So a choice there. Is it life-changing or is it a choice? They want a choice in this. So they may very well know each other. Let's see. What's going on in the element of earth? I love this a lot. On this side, we've got security. What they have, the orphan child actually has 4 of Pentacles on the inner, which is the wisdom. And whatever pentacle card it is in the minor arcana, it's that wisdom that you get from living in the world, from experiencing it. I don't read for kids. So we're not talking about a literal child here. We're talking about an adult with the orphan child archetype for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, but chances are, because it's survival, all the survival family archetypes are lifetime, womb to tomb. So this is security, yes. Perhaps there is a connection to the Rider-Waite, I'm gonna cover my heart. I'm gonna harden my heart. I'm gonna swallow my tears, which is a very Orphan archetype song now that I think of it. But still, an ability to stand one's ground. The 4s are lovely, but of course they lead to the 5, which is the earthquake in this deck. So I'm really, really glad that over here, their element of earth is the sun. Apollo, a god of healing, a god of prophecy, lower 3 chakras. If it's major arcana, it's lower 3. It's all 3. The same major arcana on this side, then it's all 4. Here, this person, if this is looking at them from the outside in, this lightens the situation so very, very, very much. This is happy, this is healthy, this is wealthy, and maybe even this is wise going on here, and one who could help, but it's a romantic read. Sometimes you just don't want to insert yourself that way. And you know, in a couple of the other readings, I've gotten flashes of office romance. Like, that could be reasons why people want to ignore somebody. It's like, no, I've done it. I've done it. I just did it today. Even though I work alone, no, I was running errands and there's this guy, one of the places I had to pop in and do some business at. Just like, I can't help myself. He's so cute. Old enough to be my own son. Thank you, an adult son. Thank you. But, you know, and you know, it's completely harmless. It's not a Me Too moment. But it is, I think it's like, I'm just going to forget that you live, right? That you exist as soon as I walk out of this door, right? I can see that. I can totally see that. Love to help you. Upstairs. Let's keep going. Element of air. What are we thinking about this? Okay, this needs a little explanation because it's a court card on the inner Taurus, Mother of Pentacles, the Great Corn Mother. That would be the Queen of Pentacles, the Taurus card in traditional tarot, depending on the art and who made it. So this person is thinking about their life values, right? It's inside the wisdom that they've gained to really look at their second house dynamics. Yes, money and prosperity and abundance, but those things are life values, as are your health, right? What are the values? How do you value the relationships of certain people in your life? What is this child's life values about fitting in versus not fitting in, right? Particularly in romantic contracts, that can be very daunting if they've been neglected, abandoned, abused, right? Or experience the wounds of loss, which nobody gets away with those. Those other three, if you really had it good, maybe you don't, but everybody has the ego wounds of loss. And on this side, this one's got another major arcana, lower three chakras, strength, Heracles. And by the way, I know you know this already, they're both Leo cards, right? Apollo the sun and the strength card with the lion on it. The Nemean lion, look. Heracles had to go through his 12 labors, oh, look it up, not because he was a good guy. Yes, he is a hero, but a hero on a journey, a hero's journey to regain his godhood. It wasn't like he was trying to be nicey nice. That's Kevin Sorbo, blessed be, you know, to each their own. The sanitized version of Heracles, maybe different than Hercules, right? From Greek to Roman. Oh, very Greco-Roman. Let's wrestle. So they are thinking about the strength, the courage that it would take within them to do this, right? What do they think about this? There's also probably a very, very strong pull here too. And wouldn't you try to ignore that if it could get you in trouble at work? And use that as an example, right? I'm not saying that's the only scenario playing out here in a general read, but I got two major arcana cards here. I like this Samaritan. I do. And if this child really just contemplates, well, what are my life values, right? I have to learn how to do things alone. I don't want to be codependent. So what do I want? I want a happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract. Right? That's why these readings have that in the prayer. Every time a fucking card hits the table, element of water, you know, heart chakra. Oh, shit. Well, wow. Okay, we've got Kali, the tower, the awakener, though, yeah, the destroyer, but the destroyer of the illusions. It's ruthless compassion, heartthroat, third eye, crown, all at once can absolutely be what happens. Like when you meet somebody. Yeah, I don't trust anybody. What are my values? I don't know, but it doesn't involve anybody else. They're liars, illusion, right? Liars and losers, right? Lies, illusions, deceptions, and delusions. I don't need anybody. All I need is this chair and this little Steve Martin vibe for you there, the jerk. And he was definitely being childish rather than childlike at that moment. I think this one's heart, and struck by lightning, a heart awakening, which is terrifying, but it's inside, not out. Here we've got the Two of Cups in the water. They're in love. There's an attraction, at least, right? Two of Cups. Again, Eros and Psyche, the Greek word for soul as well as butterfly, and obviously the root of psychology, etc. The soul, it really does mean the soul. They haven't seen each other. Well, he's seen her, but she ain't seen him because he said, don't look at me. Why? Because he pricked his finger on one of his golden arrows, looked at her, fell instantly and madly in love with her, but he didn't want her to fall in love with him only because he is Aphrodite and Ares' son, the god of romantic love, who it's pretty much, he's got those divine hormones, so even just catching a whiff of him, it's a done deal. Whenever you want, take me. Right? So there is a second chakra, right? Element of water. Earth is root chakra, water is second chakra. There is definitely a vibe going on here, but I could understand why somebody would perhaps want to ignore that in terms of what choice to make. I think they want the right choice. Right, they're at a crossroads. I don't know that this is life-changing unless it's an HR situation, which is definitely something that is challenging. Let's look at the element of spirit here. Wow. All right, for the orphan child, the soul is saying, hey, there's new info coming in. The Sybil. Hold your water, Sybil. I can't help it. I'm sorry, Sally Field. I like her. I really, really like her. The Oracle of Delphi, sitting on a tripod, huffing ethylene gas out of a crack in the wall, except at dark moon because they could asphyxiate. Someone writing it down, another one translating it. It sounds like a pretty cushy job getting high all day long and speaking, not to like for personal readings, right? The Oracle of Delphi spoke to like, the gods speak through them if you really want to go there. Gods, warlords, and kings, right? You know, it wasn't like getting a reading. It was bringing through oracular stuff that had to do with war and state and, you know, all that kind of stuff, feast, famine. So this new clear seed of thought, a brand new way of looking at this, which could very well ignite that lightning, right? One piece of information, a brand new way of looking at things, a new download. Right? Goes from crown chakra to heart pretty damn quick, depending on the free will choices that we have between lead and gold. Well, guess who might be throwing that lightning? Whoops, I put you on the wrong side. Well, the Emperor, Zeus. It's there. It's there. The soul is saying, look, the kings are the amalgamation of all, the emperor is the amalgamation of all the kings in the tarot, all the cardinal signs, fire, earth, air, water. You know, it's saying Zeus here. It's like, you have power in this situation, right? The soul is saying, just be truthful, right? Just be truthful. Just be honest. Go for gold rather than lead. You have more power here than you realize, but in the outside world, relationships there, you need to be a wise emperor. Put on some clothes. Is that what you're wearing? Oh, good God. Thank God I have the sense of humor, but that's why they keep coming. They all keep coming back. You should see on Patreon what I'm getting away with every morning. They love me. I love them. All right. Guess what? Our tarot is on the table. So we're going to get 3 more cards here to clarify this, and then we're jumping over to the extended, where we've got the Divine Animals Oracle, the Kuan Yin Oracle, the Blue Angel Oracle, the Whispers of Lord Ganesh, the Chakra Reading cards by Rachel Sharman. Can we stop that, please? They're taking a long time to back up. Thank you. How rude. As well as we're going to do the flipsies with the tarot and that, but we're going to be turning over. I want to see what the state of the contract is for that. But for now, Whispers of Love Oracle, Angela Hartfield, the Whispers of Love. We're going to be using Whispers of Ganesh from her. In the extended, what the higher self has to say here and what the higher self of this one has to say here. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the higher selves involved in this Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, soulmate contract in potential, right? It's there, whether they know each other, whether they've met, whether they danced together before in this life, past life, right? Or if they've never met. One card in clarity, please clarify. What is the whisper of love for this orphan child in this contract? And what about for the Samaritan in this contract? Let's see what they're whispering. For the orphan child, union of hearts, this is a connection that defies explanation. So you know what that means? The mind alone cannot do this. If you're looking for an explanation, but why? Because there's an orphan archetype reference. Because of the wonderful things it's doing in your energy field, as traumatic as it may be, or as wonderful as it may be, that this has not reason but purpose, divine purpose, which if we knew that, this world would be a lot more boring. It would, if you think about it, because you would know what everything is for. Even Course in Miracles says, don't ask what does it mean? What's the reason? Ask what is it for? It's everything is for the evolution of the soul. Everything, down to the micro as well as the macro. You know, how come we haven't been taken out by another asteroid, right? Like the dinosaurs, because they're like, well, now it's a video game called Planet Earth where the incarnate souls come to like the gym to work out, get stronger, and then go home, right? And these soul contracts are part of that. What's going on here for the Samaritan? Back to what you love. Your current situation is giving you an opportunity to reevaluate what you want. Yeah, with Two of Wands, Two of Cups, I bet. So, orphan child, this one, the Samaritan and all, has to kind of sort of play the ignoration game right now because they are figuring this out. But they've got the Sun, the Strength, and the Emperor. I would say this is a very masculine energy side. If we were going to do Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, just the cards on the table, but this is a goddess deck over here, so we'll see in the extended. It usually balances itself out once all the chakras are on the table. We've got one more card left, if I mentioned it before. The last card down will be a healing mantra card from the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck. Again, if you get anything from this reading, go watch the Soul Contracts video, because twin flames and soulmates, the conversation is so confusing. People keep asking for the most traumatic type of soul contract twin flames. You can have a twin flame relationship with one of your parents, by the way. My father and I were twin flame contract, my mother and I are soulmate. That's the scale of it, and that's what I love about Matt Kahn. He's amazing. So, the healing mantra, doesn't matter which one you are. You work this, it will help you heal, which will help them heal. Yada, yada, yada. Please take a nice deep breath. Because this is a fun pantheon to deal with. Ready? Still point. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of Romantic Soulmate Contract Law, for the Leo Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and crosswatchers watching this video and receiving this reading, what is the perfect healing mantra to help them align with their own highest good, right? Their own love within them. This orphan child with this, it's a union of hearts, not supposed to make sense. And the Samaritan getting just reconsider back to what you love. What do you really love? Which does imply for somebody in here that they have danced before. Maybe there was abandonment, maybe there was neglect, abuse, but I think a lot of that's been healed because we got a hero on this side for sure, the Samaritan. So please, the perfect healing mantra to help anchor the happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract for these two in this timeless contract read. Releasing expectations, only the highest possibilities come to be, whether I envision them or not. And that's true, right? The quantum. Okay, here's a brief example. I've been cleaning my house, going through paperwork. I come across pictures from the modeling days, right? Those photo sheets with a whole bunch of pictures on them. I just cackle, right? I cackle. But then I wonder, it's like, what is that quantum version of me doing? And the answer clairvoyantly is pretty much the same. Oh, that one's dead. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll in the 90s? Are you kidding? Out of the game, right? So, as much as I thought modeling was going to be my way to bigger and better things in the entertainment field, etc., I took the road less traveled. Why? Because I had to release my expectations. This is my clairvoyant mantra. Like, I can stare at a vision board, right? I can visualize all day long and try and manifest stuff, and I'm a witch. I'm good at it. But to get that whatever is happening in this particular version, playing the game of life in human form, I don't need to know. I want to know, but I don't need to know. Because when we need to know, that's when it's revealed. So to release expectations in anything, expectations are the seeds of heartbreak. So only the highest possibilities come to be for the soul's evolution, for the healing of this contract, for anchoring happy, healthy, wealthy, wise romance into the planet Earth, right? Into the Earth's electromagnetic grid. Only the highest possibilities come to be, whether I envision it or not. So go easy on yourself with that 4 blades there in the element of fire. Maybe you can't really focus on, like, what is it that I want? Well, this one is kind of doing the same thing, reevaluating what they love. I'm going to read it from the bookie book just because I can. And Matt Kahn's a genius, and it's like a little teeny tiny paragraph. I'm sure you'll be fine. And then I'll do the blessimation, the blessing and the summation, because that's just a hoot. Please take a nice deep breath. Releasing expectations. Only the highest possibilities come to be, whether I envision them or not. When you release expectations, it's no longer your job to be in control of reality. Yeah, Leos, guess what? No one is. The ego believes it is until it doesn't get what it wants. But it always gets what it needs. And sometimes that sucks. You are a soul, birthed from the fabric of destiny, where only the perfection of universal will takes shape and form. So it's you're divine, they're divine, it's all divine. Eggs, where are my eggs? Where's the Eggman? Once expectations are released, yeah, I know that's Edie, I'm well aware. Once expectations are released, a life beyond your wildest imagination is given permission to enter your reality. I mean, isn't that the thing? You want something better than you can even imagine, and that's apparently what the divine plan is. Better than anything we can imagine. I know evidence suggests otherwise. But from the divine's point of view, that loves us and doesn't judge, so doesn't really need to forgive. It's like you're playing a game. Wake up from this, right? But to awaken in the game is how you win the game, apparently. This mantra is ideal for having more faith. Both sides could probably use that. Learning how to trust. Oh, gee, in a romantic contract, who would think? And alleviating disappointment. Right? And disappointment and heartbreak are very close on the emotional spectrum because you didn't get what your heart desired. But your heart's desires are always calling you forwards on the path even when you ignore them. Wish it was different, but it ain't. So let's do the blessimation. I'll put this all together. The guides kind of do it through me, and then if you want, hang around for the very end. I'll release this reading, hopefully with a little extra goofy lubrication. Gooprication, whatever. Please take a nice deep breath. No. Please don't make me do math. Still point. That feels lovely. And here we go. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine. For the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, may they be blessed with all that they need to alchemize this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soul contract from soulmate contract from lead to gold, that the orphan child embraces their independence based on learning to go it alone and conquering the fear of surviving physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, one might think, because there is a hurricane that they want resolved, right? They want this, either this conversation to happen or for all of the thoughts to change on this within themselves, because it might be a bit chaotic. But they have the stability and the security of the Four of Pentacles inside, that wisdom to ground them through this, and in their mind they can really look at what is it that I value lifelong, what is really the most important thing here, and that's really in alignment with the whisper of love here for the Samaritan, because chances are, look, you can see, they could see this as heartbreak, but it's not. It's the awakening. It's not Kali the Destroyer, it's the Kali the Awakener. But yeah, sometimes our lies, illusions, deceptions, and delusions, our perceptions are not true, and she needs to come break that shit up so that we are set free, so that we awaken from a dream like illusion. And there is that truth, that Sybil, perhaps that prophetic visionary who's what's this, dropping down from the 8th chakra into the crown, into the 3rd eye, that hits them like lightning. But let us not forget Zeus is on that side, because this is a union of hearts. For them to try and figure this out mentally, good luck. Probably not going to happen, because it defies all explanation, and yet it is still what it is. And so that this Samaritan can refine their capacity to help those that they would choose to ignore, particularly because this is a romantic sexual thing, and I understand there is a healthy way of doing that and an unhealthy way of doing that. So they need to keep an eye on exacting appreciation and recognition for the help they offer, right? Because they might do that instead of acknowledging how they actually feel here, which understandably, there is a choice. They are at a crossroads, right? It may not be life-changing. It's only a 2, but what do I want? Why do I want it? Let me get back to what I love, right? But on the outer, there is the possibility, if this is looking at them from the outside in, that they have honor. They have integrity. Very solar plexus, the sun, right? Their honor code, what they will, what they won't, what they do, what they don't, what they know they're worthy of, what they will not inflict upon another, right? Their gut intuition on this. And it's affecting how they're thinking. They may be seeing this as, it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of courage if I do this. I don't know that I can do this, which is, you don't really need courage if you know that you can do it. So, right? So may they be blessed with what they need there in the world and in their relationships, because the connection's there. It's a zap. It's a, the second chakra goes, yeah. There is definitely something here that defies explanation. But for the soul to say to them, just be the emperor in the world. Be a good emperor. You could change this with one word, right? One bolt of lightning. I think this one's already been struck now, emotionally, by that said lightning, so that they can, really take the time. Sit back, emperor, and get back to what you love. This current situation is giving them an opportunity to reevaluate what they want. So it would make sense for both of them. Give them what they need to release expectations, because only the highest possibilities come to be, whether they envision them or not. Just jumping from the modeling type line to the mystical timeline, right? The road less traveled, hell of a lot harder, but at least I'm still here. I'm still in the game in this way. And may we all be blessed with that, the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, to have the happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract without that burden of trying to figure it out, of trying to visualize it, of trying to manifest, rather surrendering to whatever the divine wants on this one. For their well-being, for our well-being, and for the well-being of all. And with harm to none, really, and a blessing to planet Earth, as we will it, so let it be done. So let it be. And so it is, Star Kitty. Yay. Crystal hitting it in the face. Did you like it? Hit the thumbs up, like it. Help the other Leos and cross watchers find it. That's how it works, apparently. Please don't make me do math. You want more of me here on YouTube, because I'm the fun one. I got cool hair. The gods always put the right cards in my hand, and I know what I'm talking about. Then subscribe here on YouTube. But I really recommend hitting the notification bell. The upload times have been ridiculous. I think last night went out at like 11:30 p.m. or something Eastern time. So, if you want to know they're there, hit the notification bell. But if you want the daily, check-in, the extended past, present, future, the Zoom classes, all of that, and a side of mystical fries, come Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel Lyons, Markangelo Lyons. You're gonna hear me roll, or go check it out. I love it over there. And if you are an artist, a creator in any way, shape, or form, I highly recommend. I'm recommending it to all of my artist friends to do it, to get the support they need from people who actually want what you have to offer. That being said, if you want to book me for a private read, there's a link in the description box. Seriously now, booking a reading with Mal explains everything for you that you ever wanted to know about booking a reading with Mal, but were afraid to ask. Wishing you all the very best and the very blessed in this contract. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know which side I am now. I'll take a break and then jump into the extended and say, otherwise, I love you. Hang in there. Anchor this. Heal yourself. Help them heal. Help us all. And by all means, hail, farewell, and blessed be.